Right, so if we have a fraction with the surd in the denominator, it's very useful for us to rearrange this to make the denominator a rational number. This is known as rationalizing the denominator. And so there are a couple of key steps in doing so. Let's take a look at this example here. We have 1 over root 2. Root 2 is an irrational number, so we want to make it a rational number. The way we go about doing it is we multiply top and bottom by the surd. So in this case it's root 2, so we multiply top and bottom by root 2. So we get 1 times root 2 on the numerator and then root 2 times root 2 on the denominator, which will leave us with root 2 over 2. This is known as rationalizing the denominator. If we try another one, if we say 3 over root 3, so now we multiply top and bottom by root 3, so it's going to be 3 root 3 over 3, which will cancel it out to be root 3. We have rationalized the denominator. There are other examples where we have 1 over 3 plus root 2. The way we go about rationalizing these kinds of fractions is we multiply top and bottom by the same denominator, but the opposite sign for the surd, okay, the rational number. So in this case, we'll be top and bottom by 3 minus root 2. And now we go ahead and multiply out. So the top will just be 3 minus root 2. The bottom, if you were to multiply, it will be 3 times 3 is 9 plus 3 root 2 minus 3 root 2 minus 2. And what you notice is these two middle terms, they cancel out to give us 9 minus 2, which is a 7. So we'll be left with 3 minus root 2 over 7. A quick tip when doing rationalizing the denominator is when the denominator you multiply out, all you need to do is you don't need to rewrite what we just rewrote here. What you can just do is square each number and then subtract. So in this case, it was 3 squared minus root 2 all squared is 2. That's how we get this 7. Let's take a look at this example here. So we have 1 over 2 plus root 5 all squared. First things first, we want to square out or expand the brackets for the denominator first. So we get 1 over 4 plus 4 root 5 plus 5, which is 1 over 9 plus 4 root 5. We now have to go ahead and rationalize the denominator. So we multiply top and bottom by 9 minus 4 root 5. So the top we get 9 minus 4 root 5. The denominator, remember, just square each term and then subtract. So 9 times 9 is 81. 4 root 5 squared is 80. So it's going to be 81 minus 80, which is 1. So we'll be left with 9 minus 4 root 5. Back here again, when we rationalize the denominator, we get 9 plus 4 root 5, right? And we have to multiply by 9 minus 4 root 5. You can't do the opposite. So you can't multiply by minus 9 plus 4 root 5. Make sure you change the sign of the surd, not the other number, when rationalizing the denominator.